Hi, everyone. It's Friday, and we're thankful to have you, but more so than it being Friday, as this nation is very well aware of, it is September the 11th of 2020. And as hard as it is to believe, it has now been 19 years since those terror attacks that forever changed this nation and this world. I think that today, as much as we have been focusing on so many headlines and happenings around this county, this state, and this country and world, most all aspects of life have fallen behind today's date, now recognizing 19 years since those approximate 3,000 lives were taken, as a country still appears to be very well in mourning alongside the families who lost their loved ones, firefighters, police, EMS, all first responders, all innocent lives that were involved in September the 11th of 2001. Moments of silence and ceremonies marking today's date across the nation, as well as just individuals like myself and perhaps you just stopping and pausing and remembering exactly where we were and what we were doing that very moment, that very morning, 19 years ago, that our lives changed, and this country did as a whole. With that said, news is still going on, maybe taking a backseat to stopping and remembering what we should all remember for the best for the rest of our lives. And in that news tonight, we'll have your local COVID update. Several cases to be reported and confirmed here in McGoffin County of COVID-19. 2 days of very high numbers from the state. I have a police pursuit that ended in an accident earlier this week and a subsequent arrest. A man facing serious drug and other related charges as they pertain to that incident. And we've got some more, of course, information, and that will include your weather forecast, which has a bit of a wet note, maybe a lot of a wet note for your weekend. That all lies ahead. Stay tuned.
Hello, Bob Hutchison here for Hutch Jeep, and we're having our back-to-school sales event. Buy any pre-owned vehicle and you'll receive a $250 gift card, or when you buy a new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram, you can get a $500 gift card for back-to-school shopping. Right now, save up to $14,000 on new Ram trucks, and there's several to choose from. And remember, the Hutch Guarantee.
Go with All Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400. Summer heat and no AC make for a miserable drive. But don't sweat it. Call Black Smoke Performance in Sagersville for inspection, diagnostics, and repair by qualified technicians with the latest technology and equipment. Don't suffer in the summer heat. Get your air conditioning fixed today at Black Smoke Performance. We'll go ahead and begin with your COVID update. First and foremost, on the state level, 22 deaths announced by Governor Beshear and state health officials yesterday, the highest single death toll to date since the pandemic began. Today, without his press conference and in lieu largely of September 11th, events across the Commonwealth, the governor did issue today's numbers, and they too near record setting, the third highest number of positive cases that Kentucky has seen in a single day. 948 cases were reported today. 151 of those were kids 18 and younger, 24 5 and younger. The very youngest, a 1 month old from Jefferson County. Again, the third highest number of positive cases to be reported in Kentucky in a single 24-hour period, after 22 deaths yesterday, 9 more today, bringing our state death toll to 1,044. The youngest of those today, a 62-year-old man from Hopkins County, a 58-year-old man from Oldham County, and a 67-year-old woman from Barron County. And as you can well imagine, the positivity rate, which had been below 4 for a couple of days, has now gone back up and currently is at 4.7%. I do not have today's numbers from neighboring Johnson County, but I do know that 3 new cases of the coronavirus were reported in Johnson County yesterday, said to be in a 1-year-old little boy, a 59-year-old woman, and a 49-year-old woman, excuse me, a 59-year-old man and a 49-year-old woman. All 3 said to be symptomatic, symptoms being exhibited of the coronavirus. 138 confirmed cases with those 3 in Johnson County. 125 said to have recovered. 12 active. Of course, they did lose 1 Johnson County weeks ago, and 2 are currently still in the hospital. While our public health director, Mayor Pete Shepard, says that for the second time in the past several days, they have issued an advisory to anyone who may have been in attendance at a McGoffin County church after, for the second weekend in a row, services there were held with a member in the audience or the congregation later testing positive for the coronavirus. A total of 4 cases reported in McGoffin County today.
Yes, that's correct. 4 positive cases today.
And how do they relate to any previous?
The parents of the 8-month-old child are now positive, have tested positive. And we had an individual that attended the Tip Top Church on the 6th who has tested positive. And we really can't pinpoint where she got it from, but she just attended services that night. So we put out a kind of a blanket announcement again, telling anybody that was at the Tip Top Church on September the 6th to please watch for symptoms and make it aware that there was somebody at church at that church with a positive case that was positive. And we also have one other case, and we've kind of tracked it back to the South McGoffin case where they had an ATV ride. One of the persons that was on that ATV ride is now tested positive.
So now, for the second time in less than 2 weeks, the health department's put out an advisory based on a positive result that may have exposed those in attendance at the same church. That's 2 separate weekends of service.
Yes. The thing is, we didn't get the first positive for the 30th till after the second service was over on Monday. They'd already had another service, so I guess they didn't really know to watch or to maybe not go to church or wear the mask or whatever until then. So it kind of what we found out was that they were exposed on the 30th, but we didn't get the positive case until the following Monday, which was after the second church service. So it just wound up being that, by the way it fell, that they had another service without really knowing there's a positive for the first time, and then at that service, there's somebody else positive was at the service too. So
I have to ask my last question, and not just speaking of church services, but you can include that in there if you like. But in regards, I'm still not going anywhere that I don't have to go, and limiting my traffic as far as shopping and the like is what's been the situation with wearing masks and everyone honoring social distancing guidelines here as of late. Complaint wise, have you received any or?
It seems like we've still got a percentage that's not going to wear a mask. They're not going to cooperate, and that's fine. What I'm getting feedback on is the reason I tell where they try to track things down and to tell people, like in a church where you're not wearing a mask, or if you're having a social gathering, any kind of social gathering where you're on side by sides or at the park or anything, that you still need to do the 6 foot distancing. You still need to wear the mask. everybody's going to do their social things and want to do their social thing, but you just got to do them responsibly. And I'm getting more and more complaints on some of the stores here in town. And as the coronavirus, they've give us some money for my police officers to stop monitoring that, and we're going to start writing more citations, which I have got pictures, and I've been kind of laying back. I've warned some businesses again without the written, but now they're going to start writing them again, and then I think at least probably by Monday, 3 of the businesses will be cited with fines. Uh, it seems like the things that we're doing is working if everybody cooperates, but if you just got a few that doesn't cooperate, then it puts everybody else in jeopardy. So we're just going to try to crack down again, and it's a hard thing to do in our community because we know everybody, and everybody kind of gets ticked off if they are told to wear their mask or told to do something they won't want to do. But by law and by the governor's orders, they're going to have to do it to shop in Sayersville.
And as has been the discussion, and rightfully so, concerns by health officials, local, state, and nationwide in regards to the upcoming flu season. The flu season averages between 30 to 50,000 people losing their lives each and every year. Now, in the season of 2017-2018, one of the largest years to date in recent years in the United States, 61,000 people lost their lives to the flu. Now, just a couple of years before that, it was 23,000, averaging out about 30 to 32 or 6,000 people a year who die as a result of the flu. But because the flu and the coronavirus have very similar symptoms, one of the biggest problems that health officials are going to have, and those who get sick trying to determine, is exactly which one they have. Health experts are continuing to express and stress this evening, as they have been now for weeks, the importance of getting a flu shot this fall, and they are continuing to try to warn us about the complications of fighting the flu and the coronavirus at the same time. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that for our country right now and for the war that we're in against the COVID-19 virus, they're asking us to do 4 simple things: wear a mask, social distance, wash our hands, and be smart about crowds. The upcoming months could be the worst fall from a public health perspective that we've ever have had, and they are stressing that everyone needs a flu shot, especially when it comes to protecting our children. That is a segue into tonight's community calendar, which includes an announcement from our local health department where flu shots are going to be available. I've got a birthday wish kicking off the calendar before I go any further, though, and it's a big 4-0. A happy 40th birthday to Sally. Sally Allen. Sally, from your daughter and fiance and son-in-law, the happiest of birthdays to you. Happy, happy, happy birthday from a whole lot of family and friends. Happy 40th, Sally Allen. And from our friends over at the Water into Wine Food Pantry at the Lakefront Church of God, their pantry dates Wednesdays 9 till 11:30. You need to be in the parking lot by 11. They say stay in your vehicle, pull up to the curb. After you do, they'll put a box in a buggy, bring it out to your vehicle, and when the volunteers walk away, they ask that you put on a mask, get out, load your box, and pull off, and it's just that simple and easy and safe. And then a volunteer will come back and get the buggy, and they'll start the process all over again. And the senior commodity day is always the 3rd Thursday of each month, 12:30 till 3. Flu shots available, as I said a second ago. The Montgomery County Health Department giving flu shots starting next Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8 till 3, Tuesdays 8 till 4, Fridays 8 until noon for adults. The flu vaccine, of course, protects against 4 different flu strains, and they also have the high-dose flu vaccine for 65 and older, and it provides a better protection for that age group. It takes 2 weeks for the protection to develop, so get your vaccine today. Appointments can be made. They also accept walk-ins, and you can call 349-6212 if you have any questions at all. Moving on to funeral service announcements. We learned this evening of the passing of 57-year-old Elizabeth Licia Dyer Wireman of Pine Valley Road here in Sagersville, who passed away on today's date, the daughter of Mary Russell Dyer and the late Joseph Wick Dyer. She's survived by her mom, as well as sons Brandon Wireman and Channing Dyer, brothers Michael Dyer and Bobby Dyer, Jonathan Dyer, and sisters Teresa Dyer, Donna Helton, Linda Dyer, Nella Fowler, Regina Dyer, Sabrina Dyer, and several grandchildren. Funeral services for Alicia are going to be held next Tuesday at 11 o'clock at the Sagersville Funeral Home. The family will welcome friends for visitation Monday evening after 5 and up until Tuesday morning's services. Contributions can be made to the Memorial Fund at the Sagersville Funeral Home. Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you. It's hard to describe the t-shirt lines and looks in right now at the seasonal shop, but I'm going to try. 2 of them are made right here in KY, Ridge and Holler, because, in Kentucky, you're always in one or the other, and both are always beautiful. Just check these designs out. The other is Yonder, and it's made in Pikeville, and it's just as cool and creative and all Kentucky. Definitely something there to appeal to everyone. And the ever-popular Turnrow brand, also at the seasonal shop for all fans of anything farming. And you can come into the shop and experience the magic of perfectly chilled drinks. For regular and slim cans, regular or even wine bottles, cups, and more. It's the Cadillac of koozies by Brewmate. All colors and styles in stock right now at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop.
Hello, Bob Hutchison here for Hutch Jeep, and we're having our back-to-school sales event. Buy any pre-owned vehicle and you'll receive a $250 gift card, or when you buy a new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram, you can get a $500 gift card for back-to-school shopping. Right now, you can take advantage of Hutch employee pricing on every pre-owned vehicle. And remember, the Hutch Guarantee.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Brand new at your Sagersville Lee's, and for a limited time, it's sticky sweet and it's bringing the heat. Their new spicy bourbon dippers. You get an all-new taste, nothing short of amazing. They take their spicy jumbo dippers, toss them in a kicked-up sweet bourbon sauce for a flavor that you're only going to find at Lee's. But don't wait. This spicy specialty is only here for a limited time and only at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Go to Conley Tire in Staffordsville or ConleyTire.net right now and get $200 back on a new set of Goodyears, $100 on new Generals, Coopers, Bridgestones, and Mickey Thompsons, all with the smoothest balancing Snap-on has to offer. And if your ride has a light on, let their state-of-the-art Zeus diagnostic machine figure it out for only $35 at Conley Tire. Night before last, just around 8 o'clock, Sagersville police officer Jeremiah Watson received a call of a possible impaired driver pulling out of the speedway just a few doors down from our newsroom and studios here at Your News Today in the Sagersville Independent. He found that vehicle a short distance later, but the driver refused to stop, ultimately crashing his vehicle several miles away after a dangerous and at times relatively high-speed pursuit. Officer Watson's citation says that he got behind this vehicle after finding it close to the 460 Route 30 or Conley Farm intersection after it had pulled out of the speedway. As soon as he got behind the vehicle, it was swerving, he says, from the white line to the yellow line, the driver jerking the steering wheel repeatedly, swerving and refusing to stop after the officer turned on his blue lights and siren. He then continued to follow the vehicle as it continued to flee, turning onto Elk Creek, crossing the Elk Creek Hill, sometimes on Elk Creek at 65 to 70 miles per hour, passing cars, crossing the center line, creating a danger to the driver himself, the officer, and anyone else in the area. The vehicle continued on, turning onto Mine Fork, and then at some point actually threw something out the window at the officer's cruiser and missed. And then the vehicle continued to speed up from there, dropping off the road in the curves, slamming on the vehicle's brakes, the driver trying to cause the officer to hit him in the rear in an effort to try to stop the chase. The last time he slammed on the brakes and braked to check the officer, he tried to run again, but then he struck a tree and then continued on after that on to Route 1081, where Watson saw the driver lose control of his pickup. It went into the ditch, onto the hillside, back into the ditch, with the driver still inside. Watson says he approached the truck. The driver confirmed that he wasn't injured, and after this man was removed from the vehicle, there was also 2 large dogs that were said to have been inside, tied to the floor of the truck with a rope. This man, Kyle Poole, with a Sagersville address, told the officer that he actually threw a speaker at the officer's car, trying to bust the windshield out to hopefully get him to stop the pursuit. The driver claimed to be on heroin and on probation for heroin possession and was charged with fleeing and evading police in the first degree, as well as wanton endangerment of a police officer, and several serious charges: DUI, aggravated circumstances, second offense DUI, as well as driving on a DUI suspended license. And lastly, let's wrap it up with your Licking Valley RACC Outlook, where Friday night football is going to happen. Can you believe it? It's going to happen. I had a camera out this door early. our videographer, who helps us quite a bit around here, Wes Brown, was eager to get to tonight's game. So he's got a full battery, a completely empty SD card, get as many highlights as we can, and we'll see how fans are reacting to and how appreciative they are to be finally in the stands. So we'll be talking about that next week. Weather-wise, it's going to fare much better for football tonight than, say, this time tomorrow night, because we've got a cold front coming that will make it certainly I believe, a soggy end to your Saturday and definitely a wet Sunday. Yeah, we've seen clouds that made pretty much no rain for the viewing area. Well, the immediate viewing area. I can't attest to all of Johnson County, but over downtown Sagersville, not a drop has fallen today. I saw a very tiny little mist for just a moment, but clouds and not much rain today for anyone. Partly cloudy skies tonight, a low of 64, and a light northeasterly wind. So a good night for Friday Night Lights. I hope everyone stays safe and enjoys it. I hope it continues to last as well. Fingers crossed. For your Saturday, it's going to start off on a good note, I think. I think we're going to see actually mostly sunny skies in low 80s at around 83. But as the afternoon goes on, I think certainly after 4 or so, and so does the National Weather Service, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Maybe a quarter of an inch on the high side of rain for tomorrow afternoon, unless you get under one of those developing thunderstorms. So another relatively nice, warm Saturday, a start to it, but maybe a wet end before the first half of your weekend is over. And that just signals the change that's on its way. The front that rolls through thereafter and gives us shower chances Saturday evening will give us a likelihood of showers and cooler conditions on Sunday. Check it out, 76 for your daytime high. Cloudy skies, showers likely, thunderstorms possible as well. Maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain on average for your Sunday. And a good thunderstorm could put down a little more than that. So we're looking at about an inch of rain over the course of your weekend. Monday there, as you saw, it's all gone. It's partly sunny and 79. Tuesday, you're looking at 78 and mostly sunny. And that trend rolls right on. Some more mild conditions and temperatures. Wednesday, 79, partly sunny. Thursday, partly sunny and 80. Friday, mostly sunny and 81. That's going to wrap it up. We do hope you have a safe, wonderful, restful weekend. Whatever you choose to do, we hope it works out for you, and we hope to see you back here next Monday for more of Your News Today, as we will be just bearing down on Monday within just a matter of a day or so on the middle of September already. How's that grab you? Good night. Thank you for watching, and again, have a great weekend.